Things are getting better and better for the Indiana Fever. Let's take a good look at this play. Caitlin has the ball, and the opposing defense doubles up on her. But she still manages to make this pass to Boston. In this other play, Caitlin only has one defender on her, so it's easier. Step back and a three-pointer.
To the swipe. Clark, step back, hits a three!
This proves how difficult it is to defend the Fever's offense with Clark at the helm. What we're seeing here is definitive proof that the Fever is no longer that team everyone underestimated. Since Clark found her rhythm in the league, this team has transformed into a true winning machine. Don't believe it? Well, let me tell you what happened in this game against the Los Angeles Sparks. Clark didn't just dominate the game, she literally made history with a triple-double that left everyone speechless. And the most incredible part, this is just another chapter in the Fever's amazing turnaround. Folks, get ready, because what I'm going to show you today will completely change how you view the Indiana Fever and the WNBA playoffs. This team isn't just playing well, they're sending a clear message to the entire league. Underestimate the Fever at your own risk. Since the break, the Indiana Fever has been simply unstoppable. 7 wins and just 1 loss. That's an 87.5% win rate. For a team many considered mediocre at the start of the season, this is nothing short of spectacular. But what changed? Well, the obvious answer is Caitlin Clark. She's finally adapted to the frantic pace of the WNBA, and the results are simply impressive. In this game against the Sparks, Clark didn't just make history with her triple-double. She dominated the game in a way few rookies can. 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. It's the kind of performance that changes the course of a franchise. And the most incredible part, she did this against a Sparks defense that was determined to stop her. But it would be unfair to say it's just Clark. The Fever as a whole has evolved. It's a collective effort that's transforming the Indiana team into a nightmare for any opponent. What we're seeing here is a team that has finally found its identity. They're no longer that easy team to beat. Now, every game against the Fever is a battle, and they're proving they can consistently win these battles. This shows the incredible chemistry that's developing between the Fever's stars. It's this kind of connection, this ability to make the extraordinary seem routine, that's making the Fever so dangerous. Clark is really managing to elevate her teammates' level. And when you have 2 young stars understanding each other like this on the court, the sky's the limit. Now, folks, let's talk about a play that might not be in the spotlight, but was absolutely crucial for the Fever's victory in the last game. I'm talking about Lexi Hull's offensive rebound in the final minutes of the game. Kelsey Mitchell misses a three-pointer. The ball bounces off the rim, and it looks like it's going to fall right into a Sparks player's hands. But Hull comes out of nowhere, jumps higher than everyone else, and grabs the rebound with both hands. But she doesn't stop there. In the same motion, Hull draws a foul and secures 2 free throws for the Fever at a crucial moment in the game. Folks, this is the kind of play that doesn't fill up the stat sheet, but wins championships. It's that extra effort, that willingness to dive after every loose ball, that separates good teams from great teams, and Hull is showing why she's a key piece in this Fever puzzle. This shows the depth of this team. It's not just about Clark, Boston, or Mitchell. It's about every player understanding their role and being ready to make the necessary play at the right time. But let's talk about what's making everyone anxious: the playoffs. With this winning streak, the Fever hasn't just secured their spot. They've sent a clear message to the rest of the league. They're not here just to participate. They're here to compete for the title. Let's be honest, at the start of the season, who would have bet that the Fever would be in this position? A team that finished last season with just 13 wins now has 18 wins and still has games left in the regular season. That's what we call quite a turnaround. But what makes the Fever so dangerous for the playoffs? First, we have the Caitlin Clark factor. She's not just a talented rookie. She's a player who can change the course of a series with her ability to create plays out of nothing. In a playoff scenario, where every possession is crucial, having someone like Clark is a huge asset. Then, we have the versatility of the roster. Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint, Kelsey Mitchell as a constant perimeter threat, Nalissa Smith stretching the floor, and players like Lexi Hull ready to make crucial plays. This gives Coach Christie Sides numerous tactical options to adapt to different opponents. But perhaps the most important factor is this team's mentality. They're playing with a confidence and determination that's noticeable when we watch the games. There's no fear in these players, eyes when they face the league's more established teams. They believe they can beat anyone, and that belief can take a team very far in the playoffs. Of course, the path won't be easy. Teams like the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty are favorites for a reason. But you know, in the playoffs, anything can happen. The Fever has all the necessary pieces to make a surprising run for the title: a rising superstar, a balanced roster, a solid defense, and, above all, the right mentality. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen an underdog shake up the league and take the trophy home. So, keep an eye on the Fever. They're no longer that easy team to beat. They're a real threat, and any team that underestimates them in the playoffs might end up bitterly regretting it. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you all at once, but it's because what's happening with the Indiana Fever is truly extraordinary. We're witnessing something special here. Stop and think for a moment. A few months ago, many Fever fans were probably preparing for another rebuilding season. Now, they're dreaming of a title. And you know what's most incredible? This is just the beginning. Caitlin Clark is still a rookie. Aaliyah Boston is only in her second year. This Fever core has the potential to dominate the league for the next few years. Imagine the scenario. The Fever enters the playoffs as one of the hottest teams in the league. They have Caitlin Clark playing at an MVP level, Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint, and a roster that believes they can beat anyone. But here's the thing, the pressure is now real. It's no longer about exceeding expectations, it's about meeting them. How is this young team going to handle that? And think about the other teams in the league. Do you think the Las Vegas Aces are eager to face the Fever in a playoff series? What about the New York Liberty? They might have more experience, but do they have an answer for the Fever's unpredictable offense? There's also the question of endurance. The WNBA season is short and intense. Clark and Boston have never been through anything like this before. Will they be able to maintain this level of play when every game is a life-or-death battle? And we can't forget the psychological factor. The Fever has been the underdog for so long. Now that they're seen as a real threat, how will they handle this change in mentality? All of this boils down to one question. Is the Fever really ready to take the next step? They have the talent, that's undeniable. But having talent is one thing. Turning that talent into a WNBA title is something completely different. In the coming months, we're going to find out what this team is really made of. We'll see if Caitlin Clark can bring her regular season magic to the playoffs. We'll see if Aaliyah Boston can dominate against the league's best centers night after night. And, above all, we'll see if the Fever can do the unthinkable and become WNBA champions. The journey begins now, and it promises to be one of the most exciting we've ever seen in league history. I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think the Fever is a true title contender, or do you think they still need more time? Who do you think will be their biggest challenge in the playoffs? And if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA, or just like a good underdog story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's follow this incredible Fever journey in the playoffs together. I promise to bring you all the updates, analyses, and highlights of this team that's rewriting the rules of the game. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.